Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? The routines, the hustle, the journaling, the goals, and yet somehow nothing is working? Like there's this invisible wall between you and the life you know you're meant to be living. You can feel it, you're this close, and yet it's like something is off, like no matter how hard you try, you're stuck in this loop, moving but not progressing, breathing but not living. And here's the truth most people never realize: nothing in your life will change until you do. And that change, it starts with one thing: becoming the observer. What I'm about to share with you in this video is going to help you escape this problem and start creating your desired reality on purpose. Let's dive in. Most people live as if they are the character in the movie of their life. They act, they feel, they react. They get hurt, they defend, they overthink, they chase love, approval, achievement, always hoping this will finally make them feel complete. But here's what Carl Jung tried to tell us. What Eckhart Tolle, Alan Watts, and every awakened teacher across time pointed to. You are not the character in the story. You are the awareness watching the story unfold. And that one realization changes everything. Let me give it to you straight. Most of your thoughts, they aren't even yours. They're programs, inherited fears, cultural beliefs, trauma responses on loop. And yet, you attach to them like they're gospel. You think, I'm not good enough. And you say, yes, that must be true. You feel anxious, and you say, I am anxious. But there's a massive difference between feeling something and being it. The moment you believe you are, your thoughts, is the moment you hand over your power. But when you become the observer, something miraculous happens. You create space. And in that space, you gain clarity, control, calm, and the one thing that changes everything: freedom. Imagine where your life could be 30 days from now if you applied what you're learning here. I've created an easy-to-follow guide to help you do just that. No fluff, just real tools that work. You'll find the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the video. Imagine this. You're sitting by a river. Thoughts are floating by like leaves on the water. Some are beautiful, some are dark, some are nonsense, some sting a little. Most people jump into the river. They try to control the flow, they chase certain thoughts, fight others, drown in many. But the observer, they just sit and watch. They realize, I am not the leaf. I am not the current. I am the one watching it all go by. That's who you are. Not the fear, not the regret, not the trauma, not the identity you crafted to survive. You are the awareness behind it all. And once you come back to that, life stops being a fight. It starts becoming a dance. You keep trying to fix your life by changing the external. New job, new habits, new people, new city. But if you're still viewing the world through the lens of fear, judgment, and self-doubt, nothing will shift. It's like putting new tires on a car with a broken engine. The real transformation happens when you stop trying to manipulate what's outside of you and instead ask, who's the one watching this all unfold? What if I'm not broken, but just misidentified? That's why nothing works until you do this, until you realize. You were never meant to control the river. You were meant to remember who you are while watching it flow. This isn't just spiritual poetry. It's neuroscience. Studies show that when you observe your thoughts, instead of becoming them, you activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for higher-order thinking. It shuts down the amygdala, the emotional center of fear and reactivity. That's why meditation works, why journaling works, why breathing works. It's not magic, it's witnessing. When you name a thought, it loses its grip. When you watch a feeling, it passes. When you stop identifying, you start living. Here's how you become the observer, not once, but every day. 1. Name your thoughts. Start labeling what arises. That's a fear thought. That's a memory. That's my ego needing validation. This builds psychological distance. 2. Feel, but don't fuse. Allow emotions to be felt, but don't become them. You can say, I feel anger, without becoming an angry person. 3. Practice inner stillness. Even just 5 minutes a day of sitting in silence, watching the breath, watching the mind, is enough to reconnect to the witness. 4. Use the observer prompt. Whenever you feel triggered or overwhelmed, ask, who is the one noticing this? And just sit in that question. Don't answer it. Just feel it. Once you become the observer, life gets very quiet. And in that quiet, you start to hear things again, your intuition, your truth, the voice you silenced years ago to fit in. You begin to respond, not react, to create, not chase, to feel deeply but not get swept away. You begin to realize, I don't need to control everything to feel peace. I can hold space for pain without becoming it. I can live in the world, but not be consumed by it. This is the difference between sleepwalking through life and awakening to it. So if you feel like nothing in your life is working right now, it's not because you're broken. It's not because the world is against you. It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because you're trying to solve your life from inside the mind that created the chaos. You can't fix a dream by dreaming harder. You have to wake up. And the first step to waking up is becoming the one who sees. Let everything else go. Drop the chase. Breathe. Observe. Because when you finally become the observer, life doesn't just work. It begins.